So in this video we're going to just do a quick sights and sounds of Egypt. Very little editing and kind of actually gives you a bit of an idea of just what it's like over there. So persevere with it. I think it's worth it. When I was watching it, again, it was an absolute reminder of me for what that place is like, or what Egypt is like. So watch it, take your time and actually sort of look at things, look at the shops, look at the people, look at the vehicles. And as I say, it just gives you a wee insight into Egypt. And then at the end of this video, when I got back to Tuzla, the Telgren factory, took quite a bit of footage of progress of the 2 weeks that I've been away. So I'm sharing that with you as well. And then right at the end, we'll have the announcement as to the very likely date of departure for Fiona and I off to Turkey to pick up Awanui NZ. Hope you enjoy it.
Hello.
Oh.
Sorry.
Voila. Hey? Beautiful.
Thank you.
So at the moment, this is about as close as I've been able to get to anything that looks like a shipping port. Everywhere I go, you just get turned away or told this is not the right place. Come back in the summer. Apparently the winter is no good here, but I think the winter's beautiful here. But anyway,
خلي بالك التوك توك يا حاجة. One minute please. فتح لابتوب وبيصور. ايه؟
Hello? He's not replying.
Mahmoud. الماوس كده
So this is a fairly long video this time. So part one was what you just looked at, sights and sounds of Egypt. Hope you enjoyed it. And the second part was when I got back to Tuzla, to the Telgrin factory, taking you through, showing you all the changes to the boat, then a last minute walk around the factory just so you can sort of get that picture again of what they do over there in Tuzla. So it is long. Maybe you could watch it in 2 bits, because it's going to be probably about 45 minutes in the end. But what I wanted to do was get all the footage that I had while I was away up to date, because things from here are going to happen pretty quickly. So at the end of part 2, we'll just explain what happens from here and where we're at as of today with the launch of Awanui NZ. So hope you enjoy it. There's a bit of detail in there at times. Again, those of you that have subscribed, thank you. Really encouraging. And anybody that wants to keep seeing these, get in there, subscribe, put it on your notifications. And then every time we put a new video out, you can watch it at your leisure. So thanks very much for the support. Catch you soon.
Okay, so next week the famous N is going on the front. That's the way being fabricated at the moment. And you can see up there they have joined the railing from the starboard and port side across the bow. And the little spigots there for the timber flagpole to go in. So that's changed from the last video. As I said, I'm just going to show you things that have changed, not the whole boat again. Just head up here, show you the rub rails starting to go on. There is there, another beautiful piece of stainless steel workmanship. Just starting to go on, and that will obviously go right around the boat. Up forward there, and then down the starboard side. And then there's another rub rail to go along with that darker blue tapers at the bottom, and they reckon all that'll be on by the end of next week. I'll take you over and show you the rub rail and the railing back for the life raft on the top deck. So that's all nicely wrapped up now, ready to go. And you've probably noticed in the background both rudders are on, so that signals stuff getting ready in the lazarette as well. So I'll pop down in there in a second, but there you go, both rudders on. That's probably the most visible change since I've been away for 2 weeks, to be honest. And I guess next thing will be the propellers. Okay, so the changes in here aren't immediately apparent, but some simple things, just like fitting cupboard doors in the galley. And then you see this beautiful trim up the top here. When that goes around, I'll just follow it around here, goes around the entire galley. And into the saloon area. So that's very fiddly work, but obviously in the end it's a nicely finished part of the boat. It's all in the ceiling, right round, all the way around there, and then back again into the galley. And you can see now all the ceiling panels are up. So literally when the leather fabricated soft ceiling panels arrive, they literally can just plug up into those. So just head down the stairway into the companionway outside the day head. There's the day head,
Starting to get the cabinetry in now for the sink, and then of course the loo will go in the back there, and a bit of shelving on the right hand side there. And again you can see a huge amount of timber coverings on everywhere effectively, so that is all finished product. Underneath that is varnished finished wall panels. Okay, I see. So that's the finished panel. Just clips in and then goes off to get the leather colouring. How beautiful. Okay, down in the engine room. Okay, the engines, both sides, have all been completely wired up now. So that's all complete. Amazing amount of wiring going on in here. Guy buried all the way in the back here. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of wiring work going on in here. It's just hour after hour spent. And he's just got a nice bit of music going to keep him entertained. A couple of control panels by the look of it above the generator. I mean, wow, I've watched all this go in, but pretty hard to tell you what it all is, I'm afraid. I'll have to learn all that. And there's the hydraulic reservoir for the ABT tracking system. So, yeah, for 2 weeks' work, there's actually an awful lot going on, but it is a little bit difficult to show you just how much detail there is. And for those engine gurus out there, I'll just leave it sitting on there a little bit so you can have a good look at that. There you go. So here are the guys in the pilot house. They're sitting at the moment on the night watch bunk, or captain's bunk, whichever you want to call it. So reasonably restricted space, but you can see how wide it is. But they're starting to work on all the wiring that goes from all over the boat into the main circuit breaker panels or connection panels, AC and DC, I'm pretty sure. Couldn't quite get the understanding of that. But what I've recorded here is fairly lengthy, but I know there are people out there that are quite interested in seeing the details of the boat, and it's just a good opportunity to have a good look at that, a little bit uninterrupted, so that you can see exactly what they're up to. Essentially here, all the cables have been run, and now they've got to strip them back to the right length, cut them off, get rid of all the insulation around it, and then that leaves them with the individual positive, negative earthing if required, I guess. So that they can actually wire it into the little circuit breakers that go in there. And then they get it all nice and in line, and then they had to put it inside this ducting so that it goes round the corner and there's no chance then of any chafing along the bottom of the circuit breaker panel. So both these panels be sitting in the back of the pilot house. There's another couple equally as big down by the stairs to the main stateroom. And then again in the head of the main stateroom. All got access panels obviously, and then everything gets beautifully clipped off, snipped and tied back. So it's a fairly slow process, but I'm suspecting once this is all done, that's the bulk of it, and the connecting up probably isn't all that difficult or doesn't take too much time. So yeah, this goes on just a little bit, but do hope for those of you that are interested you get it, and for those of you that aren't, I'm sure you know how to zip through these videos a little bit quicker by now. Coming into the head for the master cabin. So you can see even things, I mean, they might seem very minor, but there's the little rails to stop things falling off the shelf, and even the towel holder is in, little hand towel holder. Toilets fitted.
Shower doors are on. Fan vent is on. And yet another electrical box. AC/DC, I'm told. So some stuff 12 volt and the rest obviously 220. So while at times there's a light in too, light in the shower, light fitting in the ceiling and the head and above the vanity. So definitely coming together, no two ways about it. And the companionway going from the staircase from the pilot house into the main stateroom. Rails again on the shelves, and all the ceiling panels are in. They'll come down and go off and have the leather put on them, but that's sort of right at the end. And there are your holes pre-cut for light fittings. Everything else in here is basically finished, other than the leather coverings. And outside you can see the railings have gone back on, and they're starting to clean up around where the windlass is going to go. And the anchor chain locker. And then once they clean all that up and polish it, they cover it so that it effectively does not get damaged anymore. And I don't know if you remember, but there's a hawser on the port side, and the outside was on when we were last year. Now the insides are on as well, both port and starboard. So quite a few things changing. It's just at first glance they're not that noticeable. The most noticeable thing is the number of people working on this boat. I've got this funny feeling the message has gone out, we need to get the N51 in the water. So there are the fancy brackets for the windscreen wipers that Marat was telling us about from a fortune from Holland. So they're all fitted. There's lots of little things starting to come together, to be honest. Okay, and the lazarette, plenty's been going on in there, so I'll jump down there. No easy feat. There's not a lot of room in here, actually. Probably, oh crikey. I'll let you work it out, maybe 600 mil, but anyway, what's been going on in here? There's the wet exhaust. Looks like about 120 mil fiberglass heat resistant line going out to the back of the boat there, the stern. And there's some connections to the through holes. I'm assuming that's either grey water or black water or both. And then around here there's the rudder post coming through, and bronze, brass, whichever it is, bracket on it that the steering mechanism will sit onto. Apologies about the light there, that's what happens with LEDs. There's the starboard rudder come through, and there's one of the connector arms, C-star, to fit between the two rudders. Not 100% sure how all this works yet at all. Anyway, what have we got back here? I really have no idea. I assume that's an inverter. You might be guessing there a little bit, Mark, I think. Well, I am guessing. What the heck is that? I shall find out. You'd think it'd be written on it, or is it supposed to be that obvious? really don't... Oh, hello. It's got exhaust. Wet exhaust. Ah, okay. I'm assuming that's a pumping mechanism to get water into the engines for the wet. No, I'm guessing. Bit thick, sorry. I'm sure somebody who's watching this video knows, so how about someone tells me, eh? That would be really useful. And there's the hatch out. My foot's on the ground and my knees basically sitting straight up. That gives you an idea of how much room there is in here. And then again we've got this, we've got an input-output electrical. Maybe that's an inverter, eh? You think there'd be frickin' labels on these machines, but looking at the size of the cable, I suspect that's an inverter. Anyway, all will be revealed, but that is the lazarette, and lots has gone in here since I was last here. But there ain't much room, so I do feel sorry for them having to work down in here, frankly. Bit of intricate fitting going on, eh? And then up in there is a valve. Oh, I might just take a note of that. I know where it is. Beautiful. Good man.
Meşhur oldum ya.
And here we are in the electrical workshop where they build up those panels that we saw previously. So these ones here go in the pilot house in the panels up in the ceiling. It connects all the gear on the dashboard and behind that top panel in the ceiling back into the electrical circuits.
English. It's a bit of a relief, really.
I mean, these guys are just so clever. I guess they would say this is easy because they do it all the time, but here's a guy on a metal lathe and he's essentially got a rod in the middle there. You can see it there gone in a bit closer, and he just manually feeds that blade in the middle of the screen there just far enough so that it cuts the right depth of groove, but he has to keep pushing it in to get it to go as far as he wants. He's basically creating an edge and then a cut back into the cylinder, and over that they can push pipes over it, clamp, or flexible pipes over it and clamp them on. And he's doing this from one end of the rod to the other, and then they take the rod out and that's what they use. And as I said, I thought I'd take you just for a walk through the main factory areas. So there's two factories, if you remember, at the Telgrim plant, and I'm in the most western factory unit here, and this is where they do all the fiberglass work. So I'm just walking past one of the N51 hulls there. There's just bits all over the place, almost unidentifiable because they're the reverse of what you'd normally see. So you've got decks, you've got floor areas, you've got cabins, you've got all sorts really. So there's a little bit of the top deck behind the flybridge there, and that's the, on the left, the main structure for the floor panel to make sure it's nice and secure. So that boat there on the left is hull number 4, and we're just coming up on the right here to the mould for the N51, and in there they are just forming up hull number 5. So pretty cool. They do it all by hand. Massive job, just huge job they do. And you'll see there they just rolled out a little bit of fiberglass matting, and then they basically put the liquid into it, and they just keep going round and round and round until they get to the right thickness. They're really fussy, they're pretty particular with it. and that is just a perfect mould underneath it. So once it comes out, there's minimal structural work to do on it. So that's, as I say, where all the fiberglassing work is done. A couple of big overhead gantry cranes there, hole number 4. And next we're going to go into the main factory, or the production line, and there's their mobile crane that takes the boats out to put them in the tank, or lifts them up for the truck to come in and put them on the deck to take them to the marina. 41 ahead there on the right, as good as finished really. And here's a relatively new hull that's been brought into the factory, and a deck to go on top of it. I think they're up to about 38 now, 39 that they're actually building. So I've said it before, the 41s, the hulls themselves get built off-site and then brought in. Still by the Telgren team, but there's a factory off-site. Here's hull number 2 for the 51. So, you know, I reckoned about 3 months behind us. It'll be interesting to see how close we are to that, which probably means hull number 3 is a good 6 months away, if not even longer. And there's Awanui NZ, still before the mighty N went on, the windows, which are all in now. So it's down towards the back end of the factory. So on the right hand side, kind of as we look at it, the N51 production line, and then on the left hand side, if we were heading in the same direction, is the production line for the N41. One of the engines there just popping off to the right, one of the John Deeres, I guess. Now this is the cabinet area where they do all the cabinetry work, all the saws, everything like that, fret saws, band saws, planers. Everything's here. It's got its own little space, and the guys just working around the factory continuously cleaning up. There's the deck for hull 30, I think. And on the right here soon you'll see the hull and deck for 29, which is mates of mine. Got to know him through the blogging. I'm pretty sure it's 29. I'm losing track a little bit. There's a whole lot of 41s along the right side, and on the left hand side there, a couple of 41s pretty close to completion as well. And that 41 straight ahead of us, when I was there, probably now be 5 weeks ago, they just married the deck onto the hull. And if you went inside that boat now, she's starting to look pretty progressed, so things do happen quite quickly. Bit of a lock up on the right hand side there for all the gear that goes in the boats, and there's the office units there. And here is the mighty N1. How cool is that? And you've all seen the video of that being put on the boat. The guys are pretty proud of that. There's the man that put it on. And then a last walk around Awanui NZ for me before I head home. And the next time I see her, she's pretty much going to be finished. So as you can see down the side there, top rail's on, the anti-fouler's on, rudder's on, a lot of covering up of surface, so that's all been nicely polished up, ready to go. Round onto the port side. There are the rails being fitted, beginnings of the davit on the top deck for the crane. Be great to see the windows go in. It really is going to finish her off. And back round to the bow area, and there is the mighty N on Nordhavn's first N51 in Tuzla, Istanbul, Turkey. Okay, so hey, thanks for that, everybody. If you are still with me, you've done well. That was a bit of a marathon. And so where are we at with going back to Turkey? Right, a little bit frustrating. We're struggling to get photos out of the Telgren factory for some reason. Not sure why that is. Yeah, it'd be good to have some more photos, because it's been 2 weeks now, and you saw the progress that 2 weeks was last time. So yeah, I'm chasing, but they're just not here yet. Anyway, great news is the engineers from Nordhavn in America have headed over to Tuzla. They're there now. They're going to do the inclination test. Very, very simple. The boat is supposed to sit like that. You don't want it sitting like that in the water. So what they do is they put it in a tank, which is right outside the factory. They put weights somewhere near the top. They move them to either side and they measure how that changes the angle of the boat. And they do it with a pendulum or with an inclinometer. And once they have that measurement, they can work out the centre of gravity of the boat, its stability, and apparently, somewhere along the way, its weight as well. So, as I said before, hey, I'd love to be there for that, but I can't. We're just going to run out of time in Turkey. So, what we're doing is when the engineers report back to us, they're going to be saying, hey, we think, yep, she's good to go for the marina, probably in 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and then Fiona and I are going to head off. So at this stage, we're thinking that's going to be about a week and a bit's time. Today is the 27th of January, so we should be underway 4-5 February. Really exciting. Anyway, what are we taking with us? We are taking with us for Awanui NZ the New Zealand maritime flag. How cool is that? So that's arrived. That's going on the back flagpole. We've got a personal locator beacon that'll go with us every time one of us on the dinghy. Here's our EPIRB that's going to go on the boat. And that's all registered with New Zealand. Has to be done with New Zealand. We've bought some extra life jackets. So the nice, simple, comfy ones. Pull that. It inflates. Otherwise, the ones on the boat are a bit of the bulky ones like you get on a cruise boat. And check this out. We got our DJI Osmo 4 action camera, which, you know, it's going to be way out there. And so get ready for some pretty new, exciting shots. And final thing is, Sam and I are going shopping tomorrow. Very exciting. DJI Mavic 4, Mini 4. It's the little one, the little drone. Sam tells me it's the bee's knees, so we're going to get that. Anyway, next time you'll hear when we're departing, and you should have the most up-to-date photos of Awanui NZ, Nordhavn's first N51. Catch you later.